You know, girls, looking back to it, maybe this was all meant to be.
Once again it is quite clear to anyone what the fuck you're even talking about. Which is why we're not bothered to ask the obvious question.
But you would bother with the obvious nagging, wouldn't you? I was in fact not gonna pause. I wanted to get straight into telling you before being so rudely interrupted.
Sure, and that is always easily said in hindsight.
Now, what I was going to say was the way last episode played with my emotions. Maybe that was all just his plan to get me to find out what I now know. Because you will remember after the Kansas sketch ended, I was fed up with every pony for that day, which is why I decided to fly to Kantodsla and hide in the throne room there for the rest of it. That led me to discover the whereabouts of someone who I honestly had completely forgotten about. Chrysalis and Sunset Shimmer.
Oh yes, right! They were still on the loose, weren't they? After our confrontation with Sunset fucked everything up with a tickle boat, they both just escaped. And we never really made an effort to find them again since.
Which in all fairness is quite understandable. Those two did make a very pathetic couple of villains. There was literally no reason for us to believe that they would become a threat anytime soon.
Or did they by now, Twilight, in an ironic twist of events?
No, not really. At least it would honestly surprise me. In Candlelit, I found a message addressed to me from an anonymous sender that read something about a clearing in the Everfree Forest where I should go look. Obviously, I was expecting a trap, so I first wanted to go alone to minimize any risks. And I admit I was quite surprised when I stumbled upon a petrified Sunset Shimmer.
Petrified? You mean like turn to stone? But how?
Well, given the Everfree Forest, I would put my money on a cockatrice. Those things are everywhere in there.
Whatever it was, it turned her to stone again. So I guess without even having to do it ourselves, she has been dealt with.
Cool. And Chrysalis?
Frankly, I have no fucking clue. She seems to have disappeared entirely.
Well, if that also means that she's gone as well, I think we're free to pat ourselves on the back. Another job well done for the heroes.
I suppose you're right. Sunset Shimmer is back where she belongs in the Candlelit Statue Garden. And if Chrysalis really is gone forever, well, I surely won't miss her. So I guess we really can move on now.
Oh, you mean to the actual topic of the episode?
Yeah, exactly. Because when I got back to Kantodsla after placing Sunset in the maze, I passed the Royal Treasure Chamber. And there, through its open doors, I saw this.
Woo, shiny! And you just took it?
Yeah, I mean it's the Royal Treasure Chamber, and I am a princess. Logic dictates that therefore this vase belongs to me. Ain't it beautiful? Ancient beyond belief and manufactured with the utmost of skill.
I mean, sure, yeah, it's pretty. What's the point of it?
Well, it would be a shame, wouldn't it, if I just went and whoops?
Yeah, that'd be a real shame. Good thing you ain't done it.
Oh no! That's what I feared! This was the mythical vase of Kantodsla!
Laza, what now?
A curse lies on it. When it is shattered, every pony present has to unveil their greatest and darkest secret within the same sketch, or else the world is gonna end.
Yeah, sounds to me like just a really poor setup for another episode.
I mean, yeah, sure, that's what it is. But do you really have the slightest doubt that the Robotus would actually destroy our entire world if we don't do what he says?
Okay, so who goes first? Heck, I guess I will.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. Let me guess, you're actually not that nice and just pretend to be to keep the cast diverse.
Not a bad guess, Rainbow, but no. Actually, my darkest secret is that all those times of me being injured and in hospital, remember? Yeah, that was all just made up. I simply would always use that as an excuse so I wouldn't have to partake in the sketches with you. I even paid the hospital to forge patient records and rented a room there where I could retreat to if you ever came looking for me.
Seriously? But even my Candlelit context will say...
They were lying to you as well. Well, actually, they were just forwarding the lies told to them by the old fancy pants, Trevor. You know, me and him used to be a thing, and when I asked him, he gladly did me that favor. Or do you think he got the expression charmingly rustic from some pony other than me? I wanted him to have something nice to say to you on your birthday.
Ouch. But why all that?
Frankly, because you're always so toxic and mean to each other. It would have endangered my career. Your Korean? Well, like you, I was fresh of a successful hit series and I wanted to keep my chances for new roles high.
But then later you still joined us.
Yeah, in the end, Robotas managed to persuade me. Like in every abusive relationship, I was reminded of all the good times we had together, and that got me nostalgic.
The good times, You mean like the ones within Friendship is Magic?
The fake ones, yes. Still, those memories by themselves are nice.
Okay, so that was kinda depressing. Know what? I'ma lighten the mood a little and go next. Now, as for me, y'all recall the thing I said about us apples and us reincarnating on apple trees? Yeah, so that was a fucking lie. I mean, us apples ain't nothing but ordinary earth ponies. What the fuck kind of voodoo magic y'all think we possess?
Wait, so the thing you told us about your Granny Smith, that was not true?
It was a complete lie. I just told you that to fuck with you a little. But when y'all just accepted that and believed it, I kind of felt bad about it and thought I had to go along with it now. Especially considering little Scootaloo just fucking sliced my granny in half. I didn't want to have her traumatized for the rest of her life. So I decided to just roll with it.
But I could swear I saw your granny just last week. How is that possible?
Well, that's simple. That granny you saw was a twin sister, Auntie Jonah Gold. I asked her to fill in Granny's spot until that accident was left down.
Okay. You know, for the element of honesty, you made a pretty convincing liar. At least not as comically bad as you were in the show.
We ain't talking about the show no more.
Except when we do. Now I shall take the liberty of continuing, because my contribution will be as swift as it will be simple. I don't have any dark secrets to share.
Really? Nothing at all?
Reflect on me as a whole for a minute and then ask yourself, given everything I have already nonchalantly revealed to you all, would I still have anything left to hide?
She's not wrong.
Believe me, I am far too rich, too powerful, and quite frankly too shameless to have to hide anything about myself.
Well, given Equestria still exists as you said then, I suppose you're telling the truth. Alright, next up.
Okay, I'm doing it. I know you guys just can't wait to hear what I've been hiding.
Not really. And by the way, you should think of something else other than your role in G5. We all know you were playing the role of Posy Bloom. Wasn't exactly hard to tell, given the color scheme and all.
Yeah, and even though we all deeply despise you for supporting G5 after everything it has done to our franchise, we still kinda understand your position. I mean, money's gotta come in somehow.
Thank you, but that wasn't what I was gonna say. Get ready, because my darkest secret is that Harry and I are not actually married.
What? What does that mean? Are you saying that after all this time, you were never really a zoophile?
Oh, what of course I am. I do live with Harry and we excessively sleep with each other nearly every night because that's how much we turn each other on. But our marriage is not really lawful. I wasn't able to find a priest that would be willing to sanction a wedding between a pony and a bear. Easterphobes.
Okay, so I guess that was kinda dark and secret. Since I opened my mouth now, I might as well go on. At the very start of everything, before Friendship is Magic was even filmed, I had auditioned for the role of Moon Dancer. But I didn't make the cut and instead was put in the role of the serious protagonist.
Come on, that's a bunch of horseshit, Twilight. Look, the sky's clouding up and preparing for Armageddon. Spill your fucking beans just like the rest of us.
Okay. But please, don't think less of me after hearing it.
As if that was even possible.
I actually always wanted to be the serious protagonist and I only auditioned for that. But one of my competitors had a much better chance of getting the role, that I realized very quickly. She was already Princess Celestia's magic student.
Wait a minute, are you talking about Sunset Shimmer?
Well, yes. In order to make sure she didn't take my place, I spiced a drink with an evil potion I had lying around.
Evil potion?
Yeah, a potion that makes you evil. Don't worry about it, that'll be explained further in the next episode.
I'd prefer it not, honestly, because the concept of an evil potion alone just sounds fucking retarded.
Well, keep whining, that's what I said, and I'm sticking with it. Anyway, after Sansa drank it, she became evil and quit being Celestia's student to find greater power elsewhere. That on top of that, she also disappeared to the human world was basically just the icing on the cake.
Holy Jesus, Twi. So in other words, you're just turned a potentially completely innocent pony into a villain, which led to her being imprisoned in a cellar for like 5 years, and then being turned to stone twice in a row. Also, you could cash in the fame of a fucking TV series, and later even become an alicorn.
Granted, that alicorn thing wasn't part of the plan, but, yeah. That about sums it up.
My goodness! That makes the fate sunset Shima in this series a whole lot more dark and tragic.
I guess so, but it's not like any of us care that much about tragic that doesn't involve us. Except for you, Pinky.
True that. I mean, what you did was objectively fucked up, but you're right. Besides, it's too late to change anything about it either way. So let me go ahead and wrap this reveal thing up. But I gotta warn you, compared to your secrets, mine's on a whole nother level. You ready?
I can hardly wait.
Okay. I'm not the real Rainbow Dash.
What? What do you mean? Are you like human Rainbow Dash?
If that's it, then I gotta say what a lame-ass twist is that.
If you would just let me finish. No. I'm a clone. One of Celestia's creations she made in a secret underground lab.
Holy shit, are y'all for real now?
Yes, it happened quite a while ago, actually. After your friend Rainbow Dash had witnessed her time-traveling second self disappear with Dan, she was ambushed by Celestia on her way home. The princess just fucking knocked her unconscious and put her in one of the life juice tanks. After I was born, Celestia sent me to infiltrate your group and create windows to have more of you replaced with clones one by one. I first joined you for that visit at Pinkie Pie's house.
Visit? You mean all the time ago when that agent classified shot me?
Yes. The real reason he was there was to get your attention and distract you from any sign of suspicion you might have had against me.
Wait, that all doesn't make the least bit of sense. Each clone Celestia created was programmed to serve her and support her conspiracy. How come you helped us banish your princess to the sun when she went all clockwork?
Well, you see, that's because, You're right. Why did I help you exactly? Looking back to it, I know that I shouldn't have done that. Maybe it's my, Oh, yeah, that's it. I got it. It's my element. I'm loyalty, remember?
Oh my fucking god, are you serious? And I mean you, Robotus. Are you actually gonna use this cheap excuse as a bailout for all the contradictions this reveal creates?
I don't know, seems plausible enough to me.
Yeah, well, you're a clone, so what you saying ain't worth zilch.
What I don't really understand is that lab was destroyed, wasn't it? But we got all the clone subjects out of their tanks and saved them, but Rainbow Dash wasn't there. Did we just miss her? Did she die in the explosion?
No, actually, Rainbow Dash's tank is in a secret room in Celestia's hiding castle. Because I'm part of the main six, she wanted to make extra sure that every clone she had of us could stay active, even if her lab was discovered.
Okay, so I guess we're just gonna have to accept that. I mean, to give credit where it's due, that certainly was the biggest secret any of us revealed today. The curse of Kantodsla is now lifted as well, so we're good to go. But I just have to say how commendable it was what you did, Rainbow. Confessing this must have been the hardest thing you ever did.
Tell me about it. I was terrified, honestly. Part of me was scared you would just kill me once you found out I'm a clone.
Yeah. About that.
Lord above, are you out of your mind?
Chill out, she was just a clone. Or did you seriously think I was gonna hesitate when I've already killed the clone of my brother? I'm just cleaning up behind Celestia. Now hold on a moment while I get the real Rainbow Dash.
So, let me recap this. Rainbow Dash was a clone all this time. Unfucking believable, I'd have never guessed it.
Well, it's still more believable than her fucking evil potion.
There. Now everything's back to normal.
Yeah, except for the memories I got in my head of you murdering me. Like, damn, Twilight, that was the coolest shit I have ever seen.
Wait, how do you know about that?
Well, obviously because of that rule Jane Doe established. The clone subjects see everything their clone sees.
So in other words, it's just a pretty handy way to save us filling you in with everything you missed, Dash. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Seriously, Twilight, the least I expect from you is an apology. Those are some nightmares I'm bound to get now.
I guess you're right. I really should apologize.
So?
What? I never said I'm gonna. But you do deserve it. That much I'm gonna give you.
Honestly, it's take it or leave it with that pony. Be glad she at least admitted it.
Starting to miss the life juice.